I'm ready if you're ready.
So welcome to Confessional Magazine, and I'm here today with the very talented Miles Arnell, and he's a musician and a rock star, and he's taken the term luxury pop and made it his own in this magical world of music that is so needed right now. So thank you for being here today, Miles.
Thank you for having me, Taylor. I appreciate it. It's a pleasure. Yeah.
So Miles, let's just start off with, I did a little reading and I know that you've opened for Nelly, which is insane. You have your own tracks out. You've worked with Fetty Wap, and you just are a true musician that you write your own music, you play your own instruments, and I respect the crap out of that. So Miles, how did you get started in, when did the drive for music become a part of your life?
For me, it's a lifelong thing. It was something I feel I was born with. I don't think it wasn't an acquired taste later on. It was always a part of my DNA. I think it was written within the code of my DNA, if I have to be specific. As far back as I have memory, I have a memory of loving music and being influenced by it just in everyday life, like little baby toddler walking around or stumbling around. There was music. It was part of my life.
So were your parents musicians?
No, well, my mom was a singer, and my father's father, so my grandfather, was a musician. He played with, like, I don't know if you ever heard of Lee Castle or Tommy Dorsey. They were like 1920s, 30s, 40s.
Yeah, Tommy Dorsey for sure. Yeah.
He played like the stand-up bass with them. So that's that's a really cool thing. So there's music on both sides, but my parents themselves, no.
Okay. I love to hear like the backstory. So what would you say was your like musical, like who did you have to listen to in order to like just get that feeling? Like a lot of people, it's Michael Jackson. They grew up listening to Michael Jackson, and that's like who opened those gates. Do you have a musician?
Yeah. There's a few for me. My parents put me in front of these like two old school speakers when I was a kid, and they always played either Elvis, the Beatles, or Hall & Oates. Are those sort of random? Perhaps. But I guess the Elvis and the Beatles are kind of close together. But I just listened to them, those three, over and over and over again. So that just started my journey, I suppose.
I love that. So my gran was obsessed with Elvis. And so she got me I had the biggest like little kid crush on Elvis ever. That my first dog that I got, I named her Presley.
I love it. That's cool. That's cool. You went with the last name. I like that.
Yeah. So what have you been working on throughout this like quarantine? I know music is such a weird place right now. How's this affected you?
Yeah. Well, look, traditionally, even now, artists make the bulk of their money and their income from live performances. So that's been a tremendous shift for everybody, from the top to the bottom, from your local musician at your local bar to people selling out stadiums. No one's performing. And that's where people, like I said, make most of their money in the music industry as an artist. So obviously, there's that, and just the passion and the love and not being able to engage with people and perform. That's what, lights me up. That's what makes me feel alive. That's what I'm passionate about, that energy, sharing that energy exchange. All that's gone right now, which is really unfortunate. But for me, I've really just refocused on, obviously social media, but even more focused on developing different projects that I didn't have the time for beforehand, and understanding myself on a deeper level. I think a lot of people have gone inward during this time, hopefully in a positive way. Some people probably did it in a negative way. Mental health is an issue always, especially right now. But for me, it was really focusing on these other parts of my artistry, of writing nonstop, doing what we're doing right now, only in a creative, collaborative capacity. And, making some really funny random videos too that I also never tried. Just trying new things,
Yeah. You just got to stay connected right now. It's just a year, like you said, of inner growth. Hopefully people are finding the silver lining throughout all of this and, just making it through. But so what would you say was your first like breakout moment where you were like, you know what? I've known I'm this kick-ass musician, but like everyone else is like getting it now.
You know, I to a degree, I still don't know if I had that moment. I think to a degree as well, you know, regardless, people don't have that moment because there's always going to be people who just don't get it and don't just won't endorse it for whatever reason. But I feel for me, when I started, you know, seeing other people at least start to pay attention was, you know, probably 10 years back or so, when I would just play at all the local places in the town I grew up. And just, you know, seeing more and more people come in, you know, outside of my little group of friends. That was the first time I said, okay, well, maybe I can build on this. Maybe it's going to be more than just, you know, something I do in my garage or at the local bar, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. So what's your music, like your musical process when you're writing? Do you go with the notes first? Do you go with the words first? Or is it just, it happens how it happens?
It happens how it happens. That's a good way of putting it.
Yeah.
It's such an intangible, and it really, a lot of times it's as if it's just pouring out of the ether, and all of a sudden you hear a finished song as if literally it were almost finished already, playing in your head, and you're like, oh my God, you're scrambling, you're knocking things over, you're like spitting your food out to grab your phone so you can, you know, get the idea down in your voice memo, or you're running over to a piano. What's that chord I hear? It's da, 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 you know, and just, so with me, it's those kind of moments. But also sometimes I do treat it like anyone would treat any job. It's like I sit down and I say, okay, right now I'm going to write a song. Or if I'm in a, you know, a collaborative session, co-write, we sit down and we flesh it out as it goes. But my favorite are those moments that just, those sudden, spontaneous, where the hell did that just come from moments. Definitely.
Yeah, that you're like, nobody else better write this down before I do, right?
Yeah,
almost like you're like, it's almost like you're in a competition with other people's subconsciouses or something.
Right, like God's just like spitting ideas out in the universe, and who's gonna grab it first, you know?
Yeah.
That's funny. Yeah, it's interesting.
So do you have a favorite instrument, or is it just like for you to just pick up and play, or is it you sit down at the piano, or, you know, what's that for you?
That's a good question, because like I love every instrument. I don't play every instrument. I know some people who do, and they blow my mind. But you know, I do play, you know, a little guitar, piano, bass, even a little drums here and there. And you know, I think I enjoy writing with pianos the most, you know, keyboards. There's just something about the beauty of a piano tone that just really gets me emotionally. But guitar's not far behind. So I'd say either guitar or keyboard for me.
Okay. I like that. So who are you listening to now besides yourself?
Yeah, you know, only when I'm on jogs to remind myself, this is what we're running for. This is what we're inspired by. But yeah, you know, I listen to, you know, obviously it's still a lot of old school music. That's never changed. Those three I told you, Beatles, Elvis, all notes, they're forever with me. They're ingrained in my psyche. But you know, Motown, I listen to a lot of Motown. I listen to, you know, a lot of modern EDM recently. I've been really getting into, you know, what's going on with house music. I'm really inspired by that. Dua Lipa's new record, Future Nostalgia, incredible work. Obviously Bruno Mars, 24K Magic, that whole body of work, incredible. My man Charlie Puth, I got to give him credit, killing it. I love everything he's doing. So really, you know, a lot of people who I'd say create music somewhat comparable to the lane I would categorize myself in if I had to, not just for inspiration, but just because that's the music I like.
Yeah, nice. So when it comes to performing, if you could perform alongside a musician who at anyone besides your top three, living or past, who would you choose?
You know, that's an amazing question. Part of me would really like to go back in time to like the Rat Pack days, you know, pour myself a nice scotch with Frank and Dean, you know, around Christmas
Mickey Blue
time.
Eyes.
Yeah, you know, I don't know. I think that would be a lot of fun. Get my tux on.
You've got the hair already. You're ready to.
We're ready to go. I should have wore a tux. I'm too casual. What am I doing? But yeah, that would be great. And in terms of today, again, I think Charlie, Bruno, those two guys in particular, I really love what they do. So I
Yeah.
think that'd be my
Yeah.
choice.
Bruno Mars is one of those guys that it's like, is he human or is there like somebody behind the scenes like doing this for him? It's just everything he does turns into gold.
Hundred,
Yeah.
100%, 100%, and it's just immense talent. And I think he has an incredible team as well that
Mhm.
they work very intimately. And it's been a long time now. I think he calls them the Smeezingtons, his writing team.
Yeah.
They're just, yeah, they're a powerhouse. I'm with you. Incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So do you do all of your writing on your own or do you ever collaborate with, any other like friends or any other like ghostwriters or anything like that?
No, for me, I've never, and I will never, ever just take a song and say, thanks. Let me sing it now. No matter how good I thought it was, I would always change something. That's. I don't succumb to pride very often. I'm very humble in my dealings, I would say. But that's where I have that one source of pride. It's like I need to put my touch on the creativity of a song.
Hmm.
Co-writing though, absolutely. I co-write all the time. I love co-writes, especially in pop music. It's almost essential to have a competitive record, um, you know, to do co-writes.
Hmm.
But a lot of times, yeah, I write songs by myself, maybe get them 75%, just say, hey, whoever, what do you think? I'll send this to you. Just spit whatever comes to your mind. Let's see
Yeah.
where we're at. Sometimes I start from the beginning that way and we do a full co-write. Or other times I do the whole song myself. There's no rule for it, and I don't hold myself to any rule. But the one rule is I won't take someone else's song and then sing it my own as if I didn't write it. I won't do that.
Good. I mean, it's good to like have your lines and know where they are so you're not, pulled away from your truth, you know?
Right. Correct.
Um,
Good statement.
so what is your like 5 year, if you had like a 5 year plan
Yeah.
that you just knew was going to happen, you're manifesting it and it's there. What's happening in your life in the next 5 years? Because
Great.
we're going to check back.
Great word. Great word. I love that word, manifest. Big believer in that.
Yeah,
But
same.
right? Yeah.
You
There's
have
something
to.
there.
You have to.
Yeah.
And once you realize it, like it, your life changes. I feel like I'm a broken record because I'm constantly telling people like, when you realize that you have this limitless power within you, it's like you're not going to get the bar of gold tomorrow, but
Right.
like it's there and it's going to be yours. And there's just this light around you that like now you're like, I don't even care if I get the gold because I'm surrounded by all this other joy along the way.
Boom. Hit it. You just hit it. Exactly. And then no matter what, in the moment, you're always grateful and you're always
Hmm.
happy. And you
Yep.
have this childlike excitement, not to get too philosophical here, but that's part of me. You get this childlike excitement that just envelops you and it
Hmm.
radiates off of you. And hopefully you can influence people with that energy. It's a very potent energy. And yeah, I do believe that's where the manifestation comes from. And yes, it does take some time, but it's not about even the thing that you're manifesting. It's about that energy and that
Yeah.
feeling of peace and happiness and light, like you just said. Boom. I love that. I love it. I love it. Yeah, supreme. But what was the question even now? I
Yeah.
got fired up. I got fired up there.
The question was just your 5 year plan. Like, what are
Yes.
you manifesting? Because we're going to check back in 5 years and
Beautiful.
we're going to see like
Beautiful.
how far you've surpassed even because we're ready for it.
Yeah, for sure. 5 year plan is to certainly have a song crack the Hot 100. It is to go on at least a tour, if not a few, by then. Granted, however quick this happens, you can't hold me to that one if the country stays or the world stays shut down. But certainly that. And I try really hard not to make it about like, well, I have this many followers or this number or this particular amount in the bank account or anything like that. I just try and keep it focused on abundance in some way. And that in 5 years, I'll be even happier than now, even more accomplished within. And if I feel that way within over the next 5 years, the way I do now, sustained, I think you'll see it on the outside as well.
Absolutely.
So some of the things that I want to achieve in 5 years, I think are beyond even my wildest imagination now. That's what I think.
Yeah. And I mean, I see it happening for you. You're just one of those people that you can watch your music. You see you on stage and you're not just up there singing a song, you're putting on a show. It's an experience and it's just so fun. So what's that like for you walking out onto stage? Do you have stage fright or are you just like ready to go?
So amazing question. A very good friend of mine put it this way. He said, did you know that excitement and anxiety are really the same feeling, just channeled and expressed 2 different ways? And I thought about that. And at first I really had to do a double take and say, what does that mean? But then I understood. So the answer is yes. I feel both extreme anxiety and extreme excitement, but I just try and express whatever anxiety might be there as excitement. So I wouldn't call it stage fright. I'd call it stage excitement. And when that moment happens though, before it's before that gets you, it's before you're walking out, all the scenarios in your head, that's what gets people, no matter what they're doing in life. You know, they're about to drop in skateboarding for the first time, go skydiving. It's only as the plane's taking off, right, when you're skydiving, that the worst part of it is the actual jump's not that bad. You know, for instance, it's the same with this. Once you actually walk out on the stage and the people see you and you're hearing, you know, an applause or whatnot, and you see your drummer start to play and you hear the music, the tracks start to go, and once you're in it, you're in it. And it is the most fulfilling feeling imaginable. It is, you know, I feel completely connected to God, to the universe, to myself in that moment, in a really profound way. And that just takes over. It's an amazing, amazing experience.
I love that. And I love that you're able to feel that. It's so cool when people just are really feeling that excitement and doing the thing that they were meant to be doing. Like,
yeah. Right.
That. So what are you working on any projects right now that, since, you know, we're all stuck inside?
Yeah, that's about it. I mean, that's all we have right now. Right now, so I have a new single coming out on February 3rd called Love in My Veins. And then another single, I would say either the first week of March, potentially late February as well. I might drop 2 singles that month, but may spice it out to March. That one will be called First Lady. And, you know, I'm just going to continue releasing singles. I'm constantly working on the next batch of music. And that just has kept me focused, empowered, and distracted in a good way throughout this whole thing, you know. So I don't feel quite the sensation that a lot of people said, where I'm ripping my hair out and I don't know what to do and I'm eating a gallon of ice cream and watching Netflix. It's like, I'm grateful that I've had something to occupy my time, so I've stayed on track, you know.
Yeah. So tell me about your single that's coming out on the 3rd.
Yeah, really cool story behind this. You know, this song is actually 3 years old in reality. It was written 3 years ago with Shy Bugs, and he's the gentleman you alluded to in the beginning who, you know, produced a lot of Fetty Wap's music.
Yes.
Yeah, they went diamond, I saw, and I'm really happy for him. Shout out to Shy Bugs. Good for you, man. I mean, a diamond record. There's like 44 diamond records of all time. Yeah, an incredible thing. But we wrote that song together down at his studio, So Amazing Studios in New Jersey. And, you know, I actually released the song, a different version of it, 2 years ago when I was performing a lot of the shows. You probably saw the footage of Nelly and all that. At the time, I had signed a record deal, and we had taken down all my music to then, you know, redistribute it.
Right.
That deal didn't end up working out. It was just a mutual agreement. It just wasn't really a right fit. And, you know, I said to myself, you know, I love this song. You know, people liked this song. It always went over well live. So then we reproduced it. I actually reproduced it with shout out to DJ Philly Cheesesteaks. He did a fantastic job with the new version of it. And
first of all, now I'm hungry, and I love that.
What a name, right? I love that.
Right?
Yeah, and cheesesteaks are the friggin' best.
You keep bringing up little hints about Jersey. I'm actually from Jersey originally. I'm from Edison.
Okay. Nice. Yeah. I'm not from Jersey. I'm from Connecticut, but where's Madison exactly?
Or Edison. It's
Edison.
like It's Central Jersey, so it was about
Okay.
20 miles outside New York City.
Oh, that's not bad. Okay.
Yeah,
Beautiful.
yeah. So no, I was hearing little New Jersey hints here and there. So
Yeah. Jersey's a special place. Some legends come out of Jersey. Let's face it.
Yeah, it gets a bad rap.
Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, there's some hurtful statements about Jersey out there, but I don't think any of them are true. I don't think so.
Yeah.
But that single "Love in My Veins" coming out February 3rd. It's a brand new version of it, so anybody who would have heard it before, it's brand new now.
That's so exciting. So what did you do to change it?
A lot of it will be, structure changes and music changes. The production's completely different. To reiterate, Dante Bowden's his name. Actually, he's the brother of Pink Sweats, and Pink Sweats is absolutely killing it right now. His stage name is DJ Philly Cheesesteaks, and he absolutely, God bless him. He's just so talented. He's one of these people, like when you were talking about Bruno Mars, he plays every instrument, to excess, and just, he sent me something back one day. I was like, dude, like, wow. Okay. What you did with this song, I can't believe you made this decision here when, I was just blown away by it. You did a great job.
That is so cool to be able to see how somebody could take something that was, yours, but like make it even more they can mold it for you, make it more yours. Yeah.
And that's what a great producer does right there. You just said it. Exactly. Yeah.
Cool. Well, I cannot wait to hear this new song, and hopefully you'll drop the second one this month too, because everyone's waiting and everybody just needs, you guys are the people getting us all through. The entertainers are the ones that are helping the world right now. So I just, thank you for your music and your joy and your story. And I can't wait for more people to just hear you and catch on, because it's so much fun. Your luxury pop is the best. And I appreciate you for being here today, Miles.
No, I really want to thank you now for doing this, and for putting yourself out there, and for interviewing people like myself and people who are putting themselves out there, giving them a platform to speak and to share their story, and for putting your good vibe and your light out there, because I feel just having talked with you right now, and I very much appreciate it. Thank you for having me.
Oh, thank you, Miles. I will talk to you soon, and I appreciate you, and I wish you all the best.
Thank you, Taylor.
All right, bye.
Bye.
You're the brightest